Well, I think you're seeing at the college level what you've seen in lots of our cities, which is you have some schools which are producing very high level results for its students, and other schools which are really mediocre. We've got to step it up across the board in our community colleges, but they are critical and essential because they can be the places where you can go in and learn a set of skills that you can immediately transfer those skills into a job. And so the science, the technology, which everybody is crying for, you can get those in community colleges, but we've got to make sure that those colleges are designed to help young people reach those skill levels. So I think they're a key asset, and one right now which is not delivering the best service for our kids.
So it needs reform from
It does need reform.
Pre-K all the way up.
And you know, when you talk to the community colleges, they say, look, the people who come here, the students who come here, are not the students who can get into the Ivy League schools. They are students who haven't had a great education in the public schools. So we need the public schools to do their job. And they're right, that we have to do a better job across the entire board if we're going to have our kids be competitive. One of the things I've said, and I've said this to folks at the congressional level, and certainly I've said it to folks at the White House, is that we've got to make smart investments for this country. And I've seen no data that suggests children who are struggling, who don't get early childhood education, end up being scholars, right? All the evidence suggests that you need to make these investments early on. And if we're at a time when we have to cut because we don't have sufficient money to do everything, we have to be smart about that. And there's certain things we need not cut. And I'm afraid the debate around the budget has focused on these programs, the Head Starts and the AmeriCorps. That even if you eliminated all of those programs, they're not going to balance the American budget. But if you decimate those programs, I will guarantee you our children will do worse. They're not doing good right now, but it will make it worse for these kids. So we've got to be smart about this. Yes, we believe that, you know, for what we need to educate kids from birth, to get those kids into college, some folks think that's expensive. You begin to look at what's happening in this country. You take California for an example, which is under court decree to release 40,000 of its prisoners because their state jails are unconstitutionally overcrowded. That's the end result of making a bad investment. We think that you're spending huge amounts of money, not just in prisons and jails, but also on food stamps and welfare and healthcare costs and emergency rooms. If we gave these kids an education, we would not be spending those dollars on the back end. These young people would be working and paying taxes, and we think it's a smart investment for America.